But the Halloween challenge this year, Danny and I are doing Avatar: The Last Airbender. She's doing Aang, I'm doing Appa. I'm aiming to spend nothing, so just using whatever I've got lying around the house, like my Ken coat from the Barbie movie. So I grabbed my Final Fantasy taco bucket hat to use as a base. I grabbed some leftover fluff material that I can use to make the base of the hat, as well as some felt that I'm going to use later on in this project. So I cut out the pieces, run it through the sewing machine, and voila. Look at that. We have a fluffy bucket hat. Not a bad start. Grab some of that brown felt that I mentioned earlier. I'm going to use that to make the iconic brown arrow on top of Appa's head. I cut out the fabric, hand-stitched into the hat, and there we go. The hat's all done. And finally, we're going to make Appa's horns using these toilet rolls, a roll of tape, and a trusty pair of scissors. After fiddling around for a few minutes, we've got Appa's horns. Not too bad. Last thing we need to do is just wrap it in some fabric, glue it to a headband. There we go. Let's see how it looks. Grabbing a turtleneck, dress shoes, and some old white cosplay pants. There we go. Not too bad for an afternoon's work for a flying bison ready to take on the Fire Nation with his best mate. Let's see how Danny's faring.
Went through my patterns, decided on these, and never ended up using them. I instead used this free online pattern to make the shorts. Went through my tubs of fabric and found the colors I needed. I then stuck my pattern together, cut it out, transferred it to fabric, and sewed it all together. For the cape, I did the classic circle skirt and just hemmed it. And for the shirt, I traced it around a top I liked and sewed those pieces together. Made a waistband, and this is it all together. Now time for makeup. Become bold through egg mode. Found this blue lippy, painted the arrow on my head with it, coloured in masking tape and stuck that on my egg head, and went on to setting up for the photo using Byron with a green sheet for editing.
So I live in Brisbane, Danny lives down in Sydney, and when she told me that she'd finished her part of the costume, I flew down to Sydney so we could do a photo shoot, and this is what we came up with. So we started off at our local air temple just to do some meditation, then we flew over to the Fire Nation to take on the Fire Lord, and we actually had enough time to come back home and do some sightseeing and grab some dinner. And that's our Avatar collaboration for the Halloween event. Let us know what you think.